Okay, I'm just pulling up the stream immediately. So, what is up, everyone? It's Otter here alongside Ford, and I'm just gonna do a bit of a watch party here, checking out the Apex Legends. Sorry, Apex Legends, Overwatch League.
From the point after getting the Winston
Super excited to be here. Super excited
Uprising
to
are ready to transition
cheer on the
What's up,
Boston
everybody? Y'all
Uprising.
ready to see Atlanta Reign
you
get
say
taken
that now,
down
right?
by
Like
the best team
they've
in
had
Boston,
success
best
against,
team in the United States.
these
Show them
types
what's
of
up.
competitions. It's been a bit though. As Smurf gets
I'm ready.
so low. I mean, he just
I'm ready.
steps up
I've
and just
been ready to see this.
annihilated, and now you think that the
Atlanta's only got a one-game lead right now. They're 11-2. Boston's 10-3. This is, I mean, we're already ready to qualify for the playoffs, but now we take the #1 spot. We take the top.
Make their way back towards the point. They haven't captured
All right.
yet.
Otter, what should we be looking for today? What do you got?
What I got? I'm hoping to see some dive. Honestly, it's been a while since I watched or even played Overwatch, but I do remember that dive was the whole ordeal back then, and from the little of preparation I've done, of the little, the small amount of games I've seen, there's been a lot of dive. Now, specifically on this map, you're seeing more of a Ramatra, you're seeing some Mei just trying to, shut each other off. You see there with the big ice wall. But mostly when it comes to more open, larger maps, you want to try to dive and, shut off the backline. We'll see more of that later, however.
Boston, okay, so they're pretty much neck and neck right now. They're going pretty close right now.
Yeah, so basically, Boston got wiped there. They got a little bit of a reset going off. Atlanta has a pretty good... Yeah, there comes the EMP from the Sombra, and just... it just allows them to get a lot of damage in here and just lose their abilities for a little bit. Or lose their shields even, and, this is a cleanup. So it's going to... I think probably the next few fights might go in Atlanta's way. But as soon as Boston does end up getting their ultimates, they'll be able to, win an actual fight and go take the point. Because you gotta get it to 99%, you gotta hold it for another second or so afterwards to actually get the win on the round. Very big hack here from Lip, but he does go back. So, because they used the EMP from Sombra, that means that Lucio on Boston... so basically, because Lucio's ultimate gives everyone shields, and one of the larger points of Sombra's ultimate is to take the shields away, you really want to have that EMP to stop Lucio's ultimate, which just came out. So now they're just walking in, they have way more health, massive advantage. Atlanta tries to run away and actually kite out a little bit, but it turns out that they just immediately flipped their, they turned the tables on the fight and actually ended up wiping out Boston. So never mind that.
Still got this. Boston's got this.
Yeah. Probably next one. There's a lot of momentum that goes into this map in particular. So sometimes it just happens like that.
Like when Smurf died in that fight, there was really nothing they did the entire rest of the round, right? I mean, just complete domination from the Atlanta Reign. So,
let me change the border here, though.
Moving on to the next point here.
Let's see, let's make it as a bit large.
Looks like we get a pause, but at least just kind of hovering in terms of
there we go.
right now. Looks like Boston gonna try.
I got you, chat.
So Boston are a team that, we know predominantly lean on that dive composition. We saw them attempt the Ramatra look there, and it's fine. I mean, it's really heavily predicated, I think, on your hit scan player, or whoever's sort of not, not playing the main in many cases.
No problem, cheese. We got you. All right, let's get this next round started.
Where Donkhack's mildly overextended, he just plugs him with numerous of those overclock railguns, and yeah, they get the Winston. In that space of time, though, Lip waited out the sound
Yeah,
and found
I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do, though, because there definitely is, seeing some Sombra just hack everyone. It's always super fun to see. There's a bit of a deeper mind game that goes into the resource management, especially with the ultimates. And obviously, again, the previous map was very momentum based, but then the new ones, there's a lot more paths you can take, and you don't have a Mei being able to put up a big wall that just completely blocks, the way you can actually rotate in. So we're going to see a little bit more creativity from the teams, and I'm sure we'll see Boston pull something out.
I want to put it out there, Matt. Birdring can be the wild card. If we look at all 4 DPS players in the server right now, he's probably the one that I'm, any given day, least confident in. This is after the sound barrier. This is when Lip starts to go to work.
Oof, the tracking from Lip there.
Up here on the high ground, it looks like he just gets knocked in the sky there by Lee J God, gives him a nice angle to get a hack off. Yeah, no, nothing you could do there. He's just mowing people down. So, interesting. So Atlanta actually, they'll end up playing the Echo here. I'm curious how this will play out.
feels weaker, closer to the point itself, but if you're playing around the theater here, then Stalker has plenty of opportunities to make use of it, much like the clock tower on Eichenwalde. Okay, early translocating from Bird.
So now we're seeing a bit more of a dive composition coming out from Boston, a little bit of a different composition from Atlanta, but they're more or less the same, or played out the same way. So they're trading supports here, but looks like it does go to Atlanta, sadly. He's got to reset and go at it again.
Whether it's like Blip or Stalker, and then Smurf on the other side going after the supports. Just take a look at their health bars right away, where Twilight and Lee God were basically dead. Chio and Fielder were just healing each other up, just being able to keep each other alive so well, where the supports for Boston fell early, and then everything else crumbles after that.
Atlanta know all about this. I mean, that's just what they suffered with against Houston, having their backline pressured so much. Twilight and Lee Gun are similarly the fulcrum of the setup here for the Uprising. If you pressure them down enough, you're going to find success. Lip there able to fight Birdering, so again, an early exit to the fight for Birdering.
It's looking like another reset for Boston, though. Rain is really aggressive here, not letting them get any ground.
This is not looking good for the Boston Uprising right now, as Atlanta Rangers pushes in their spawn.
So the name of the game is just getting the ultimates out, just take the L, just reset, reset, reset. Atlanta will want to use some ultimates here as well, and try to just shut Boston down over and over again, but eventually the armor will crack. I'm sure that Decay will get a good beam, and they'll be able to actually move in. We're just waiting for that.
It's still the first map. There's still plenty of time.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Forden is a believer.
I'm a Boston diehard. It you know, it runs in the blood.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll never stop.
Smurf is on the other side of the map from his backline. Never a good sign. And Donghack is tearing the Uprising limb from limb. Now in the mirror, we see who looks the better team. And this may not be close, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably as bad of a start as if you're a Boston Uprising fan, or even, you know, their team, you could have asked for, right? Where, you know, you have a Ramatra round where you get an early fight win, nothing happens after that. You say, okay, let's go to our bread and butter, the dive, and you're just getting spawn killed.
There you go. Lost their front line, but maybe. Gotta clutch it out. Oh. One more. One more map, we got it.
Lip is 6-0, Stalker is 8-1, Donghack is 8-2, and the entirety of the Uprising have 4 final blows for the map. Absolutely disgraceful start against this Atlanta Reign squad, who seem to be, despite a busy week, invigorated.
I mean, they seem really.
Always got to stay hydrated. They're getting that water in.
Yeah.
Just getting warmed up.
Exactly.
The composition that,
Just getting that, letting them get the.
That's a scary sight for Boston.
Get comfortable a little bit. And start making mistakes.
Put their best foot forward. They can't have an 0-2 week. Look really strong here in map 1.
Boston Uprising have shown us the rush. They've shown us the dive. Neither have looked particularly convincing here. And they're going to need to have an answer, because the Atlanta Reign are simply doing what they do best. It's muscle memory at this stage. This was a fight where we had 2 support ultimates from the Uprising. It was their best chance to win the round. They get crushed.
Yeah, I mean, it's crushed an understatement. It felt like they never made any progress making it through the choke after the first fight here in the second round, where you got to see something different here on Eichenwalde.
Yep, barely a scorch mark where the Uprising stood on a Busan. Stick around for Eichenwalde to see if there's a mix-up here that allows Boston to get in the game.
I'm ready for Eichenwalde, that's for sure.
Same here. I'm here.
We'll make a small adjustment there, actually. We're gonna take the border off. Just give me a second here. Now that we're in between games.
There we go. That looks gorgeous.
Yep. There we go.
Full high def of the gameplay.
I mean, we gotta see the boys bouncing back in HD, right? We can't miss this for the world. So.
Exactly. Yeah. No. It's our fault. We cost them the first two, but this time we're gonna come back. We got the full screen set up, and the boys know it now, and they're just gonna go pop off.
Exactly.
It's time to show Atlanta what's up. Potter, if you don't mind me asking, who do you main in Overwatch? What is your go-to?
What is my go-to? Like I said, it has been a while, but I think she's still meta, more or less. Not as good as Winston, sadly, but there was a lot of Diva back in the day. A little bit of Zarya, a little bit of Diva. It's all about getting in there, dealing a lot of damage, being big and juicy. You know, typical tank stuff, really.
I feel that. I was I was asked in the Uprising Discord who my favorite character was, and I responded in a pretty bot way, and I said Mercy. But I've been given new notes that Winston is the correct answer. And that is the one that I will be going forward with.
Yes, then you won't sound much like a noob. I think
Yeah,
that
it's Winston. I just became a Winston main after today, so that is the new way going forward.
he just does everything right. He just takes so much space. There's not really any legend or hero. We're playing Overwatch. We're talking Overwatch that does it the same way. You see the big bubble he puts down, just provides cover for all his teammates. You can cut off like the whole enemy team. You jump down into the middle of them. You cut off the backline for the front line, so the supports and the tanks and damage, and just harass the backline and just create such a large opening for your own team that no other legend hero can replicate. And I think that's just you just can't do anything like it really with Diva. Diva, for example, she has this something that's called a defense matrix, where she can eat all projectiles or bullets coming in, so more of a mobile or agile sort of defensive barrier rather than a static shield. But at the end of the day, you don't really have to respect it the same way as with Winston. And then, as you saw in the highlights over here, Winston becomes this big angry monkey. He's not just a friendly little guy, but he gets pretty angry sometimes, and he will just wreak havoc. Whereas Diva's ultimate, she just throws a nuke out there. It's just not the same as a big angry monkey in your face. So Winston is definitely a better choice, I can tell you that much.
Alpha, am I a little bit louder now? Can you hear me a little bit better? Apparently my mic was a little low. I don't know if Otter can increase my volume on Discord.
I will sort that. Yes, that might be on. Alright, you want to say something?
Mic check, mic check.
Okay, now you're also louder than everything else, so that should do it.
All right.
I mean, I was talking about it a little bit where they're getting ready to dive him, and he's.
All right, so who should we be watching for this next game? Who do you think is gonna pop off?
Like, how do you access him? Clearly, they were not able to
That is a really good question. I'm not going to lie. I would always, being a OG Overwatch player, I'm always going to root for Birdring. Great DPS, amazing hit scan. I'm really excited to see him pop off here in the next, game, or maybe even games. And yeah, that's all I can say really. It's been so long, I'm not entirely sure if we'll see any Widowmakers. Maybe someone in chat knows that. But I'd love to see some Widowmaker pop-offs that just open up Icon Vault, if anything.
He switches off and plays Tracer. So that may be helpful, or more likely a hindrance here on a map.
I'm just ready for this map to start.
Yeah.
I know everyone's like gotta get set and reset and ready to go, and it's always the hardest thing in esports. It's just that time in between matches where you're just ready to go and ready to see what happens. And it's just, all right, here we go. We finally got it. Like I'm in a fairy tale world. It's fantastic. It probably looks a lot like your home. This reminds me of Sweden.
I mean, a little bit.
Well, all they need to do is throw in some reindeer jerky and they're all set.
That's actually it. I couldn't put my finger on it. Something was missing. Of course, it was the reindeer jerky.
Yeah, if any Blizzard devs are ever tuning in, if you just want to add some reindeer jerky to any section of the map, feel free. It's a free piece of advice from Thor and Smash.
Maybe a table of surströmming
There's definitely some room
Smorgasbord.
for variation on the attacking side.
I assume that's some kind of Swedish food.
Yeah, but you know that word, right? I think you guys have borrowed that, you Americans, the smorgasbord. The smorgasbord, I guess you guys call it.
Oh no, we call it a smorgasbord.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
No, that is something that we adapted. It doesn't sound nearly as good as when you guys say it. You say it with like a very much more Swedish style to it.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see then. So obviously we got Atlanta on the attack first. I felt like Stalker was teasing the Widow pick there, but they're just going for the, you know, standard Sombra Tracer dive. It works. Also, I think that, if I remember correctly, I think that if we think about our previous discussion, Winston is a lot stronger now in Overwatch 2 compared to Overwatch 1. Because it took away the off-tank. Normally we would have both D.Va, that I mentioned, and Winston alongside each other. But after they removed the off-tank role, now you have just one. It basically gave power, or more power, to all of the tanks. Because they're supposed to do 2 jobs at once. And Winston just saw the best buff out of all of them.
Do you think that's healthy for the meta going forward, or do you think that's something that the devs are actively going to look to revert at some point in the future?
I don't know if they would be able to revert it from, like, you know, bring an actual whole roll back, or if you just mean maybe nerfing Winston.
I mean, if there's anything that I've seen devs do, it's that they can completely rework something if they decide that they don't want it anymore, or that it's unhealthy.
Right.
Yeah, you know, you never truly know, but just food for thought.
I'm honestly not sure. I mean, I think it seems. I mean, I'm not very good with change personally, so I still want to see an off tank, but I also was an off tank, so my main role was just taken out of the game completely. But I would certainly say that, from what I've heard from other people, this has been an improvement with the just one tank. Now let's see if... Ooh! It's not looking good. Does he get the reset?
Eventually able to drag the raid boss off his horse. Now back to the high ground goes Smurfy, just to try and mitigate Donghack's presence, but he's done very little to that extent.
Yeah, I mean, very difficult to do. Is right there, they invested so much into...
A lot of these games, or a lot of Overwatch in general, especially at this level, comes down to, you know, you want to hold certain positions or certain chokes and certain high grounds in the map. I guess a little bit like in Apex, that you want to hold, like god spots, and the game will naturally flow around those spots. And
right, yeah.
So you had, for example, at the very start there, the big high ground coming out of the... I guess, well, yeah, the big high ground where the monkey is beating up Brigitte now. There was one of the chokes, and now you have sort of, if you manage to take that point, you manage to push through, you manage to get the cart past that. Now this is the second over this bridge, because it's just a lot of open space. But sadly, it seems like Atlanta is just rolling through them, so they're not really getting to set up and hold this point at all. So it's probably looking like we'll get to the next point, which is inside or right after this door. So hopefully, if Boston can manage to just find a little bit of a foothold, they can draw this match out a lot and potentially be able to, you know.
No, it's kind of crazy, like seeing all the movement and how quickly people are dashing across with the gameplay mechanics. You think like Apex is known for like its quick gameplay, and you see stuff like this, and it's just like there's so much going on with so many different moving variables and pieces.
Yeah.
That you really gotta like respect the players for being able to have this high of ability to just look around, focus, and stay attentive. It's kind of crazy.
It is absolutely crazy. I think I've said it before, Overwatch, it's been around for quite a while. It's been around for longer than Apex. And
for sure.
Yeah, and it's bred some of the most cracked aimers in probably the gaming space. So you have Quake, you have Overwatch, both just great for pumping out aimers. And they might leave Overwatch, they might leave Quake, and then they come to Apex or whatever game and just bring that aim skill. You know, it's just so much better than anyone else really can do. Oh man, I was hoping to see. So the thing is with Eichenwald as well is, again, you have a few points where you can stop the push, you can hold it, and sort of just kind of snowball that hold over and over again, and just constantly hold off the enemy team. Every time they come out of spawn, you know, you rotate your ults, you use your ults wisely, that is one way the map can play out. But then if you manage to snowball early on the attacker side, you can actually just run through all of Eichenwald. So this was you know, Atlanta managed to push and get 3 minutes left on their timer to have a lot of time to work with still. Normally, this map, if they would be held out a lot more, you would see maybe there's a 1 minute left, or maybe it goes to overtime to the final second. But what also could happen is that you just run through the whole map as the attacker. You don't let the defenders ever set up a stronghold. You don't ever let them set up a ult economy. You just kind of, again, roll through them and build your own steam and just constantly hold them out of spawn. So there's a chance that Boston manages to do that as well. It just comes down to this first fight. Can they get the wipe on Atlanta, and can they get that snowball going for themselves?
I think they get the snowball going. I think they just got to figure it out. They got to reset, and I still think they've got it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a rough start today, but it's far from over. Far
Absolutely.
from over.
If your backline's, you know, not really, you have to kind of play it perfectly, right? Because you're getting dove by Dunghack, Stalker, and Lip. It's a very difficult thing to stay alive from. And right here, I mean, look at this. Bio grenade hits both supports. And that is, I mean, what do you do, right? Look at this. Dunghack just trying to chase him down. Looks like you're going to have Legion gonna get away, but
This is why I don't think
I see Trevor Paul Garrison, and I'm pretty sure Trevor Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, are you the guy who made the awesome Oxygen birthday cake along with the sign that your friend had made for you? If you're still in chat, I believe I saw that on Twitter. It was absolutely phenomenal.
like that one could have been, and they're getting results. Here, at least they're able to find a hack on Donghack and getting Builder out of the fight. It's good, but
Wait, you're seeing some trades here, but I'm actually thinking that Boston might be able to take this. At least get the point. There seems to be like a soft reset here coming out from Atlanta, but they do have the point. They are getting points on the board here. It's gonna be one more fight here.
Let's see how it works out. Lips a little low. Didn't get spike checked by Lee J. Gunn, flinging the flail about though. And look how much time Donghack's forward. Builder's back in the fight.
Nano boost coming out. Ooh, that is a huge sleep. That is massive. Very winnable now. Smurf getting 2 kills with his own nano.
Let's go.
Let's go. Actually, that's my bad. It wasn't even a nano boost coming out from Boston there. That was just some amazing spacing from Smurf. That's awesome. Yeah, so now you can see they're
I told you they were going to come back.
Yeah, now you can see they're trying to push up a little bit and get the fortifications.
Believers, man.
Yeah, you just gotta believe. I'm a hater. I'm too much of a hater for them. By default, I think it's in my blood.
You know, being the coach for Oxygen on the Apex Legends team, he's what we call the eternal pessimist, and I'm the eternal optimist. And so I annoy people with how much faith and belief I have. So I'll just slowly grind you down. So you're like, yeah, Boston's gonna win every single match. Uprising's got this.
Yeah, they're definitely getting the snowball effect going. That's for sure. And that's the thing again with Eichenwald,
yeah,
right?
just gotta keep the momentum going.
Yeah, it's all about momentum, especially Eichenwald. The second you lose momentum, I would dare to say it's pretty defender-sided. The second you lose momentum, it's just, you know, it's just over. So let's see. Here's another choke point. They're trying to make something happen or take some space. It comes down to getting a good engage here from Boston, or good opening. Oh. They did manage to cut off the supports here. Let's see if that... That's huge. Can Smurf stay alive though? No, they traded monkeys.
This is much better now from the Boston Uprising, right? Specifically, Twilight is, oh, you lose Decay here, so they're gonna invest in this. Look at this, they got a nano Legion onto the payload where he doesn't have rally. There's also like nobody else there to help.
See if they can pull out the clutch here. I'm just on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, no, I'm holding my breath.
It's also, they're closer to the defender spawn here, so they would come back faster if they get a pick. So any picks will be in the favor, or trades rather, will be in the favor of Atlanta. But it's still good to get the momentum. It's still good to get some points on the board, so to speak. Oh, that's a huge EMP though. Yeah, well, now they're gonna have to reset.
Final nail in the coffin for that
That's
fight.
all he can do.
Yeah, I mean, that's a brutal spot to be in when the opposing Sombra has an EMP. Everybody's kind of clumped up in that small space where, I mean, what do you think of the nano onto the brick there? You almost actually pulled it out in the end.
I mean, it makes sense. I personally.
Look, all I'm gonna say is that whoever does the camera work, the Summer League, we need to hire them for ALGS.
Overwatch has
they
such
are-
good observers.
Yeah, they are doing an absolute phenomenal job. Constantly on the action, constantly where you want to see it, and they are so quick at flipping to where the action is.
Once again being watched. And Atlanta right now can piece by piece deconstruct this Boston Uprising meal.
Not to take anything away from the Overwatch observers, obviously Apex does have a few more moving parts.
Yes, of course, Battle Royale.
Yeah, yeah. But still, no, absolutely. These guys have been... Like, I think I followed Overwatch esports early when Overwatch League came out. I don't think I ever really heard any complaints about the observers. I'm pretty sure they all come from, you know, having played the game themselves and just having maybe even some competitive experience. Don't quote me on that. But they're certainly very experienced in observing by now. Now it's been so many years.
He can jump in early with a pulse bomb. A very split Uprising squad right now.
So if they get one clean fight here, that is, if Boston gets one clean fight win here, they will be able to take the next choke here. So they just need to get a good opening, clean up, call it a day. They're still moving the card, so that's something. So that's a massive dive on the backline, ending up getting Fielder, maybe even the Brigette. This is huge now. So they traded supports, but Brigette's still standing on Boston's side with Lee J gone. So this is massive. But Dongak, no.
Okay. I thought he knocked DJ gone off the map, but I guess just lands on him there. So no support.
Never mind that.
Managed
Managed to clutch it out.
And Atlanta Reign, they get a stay of
They're gonna have one more push, Boston. Let's hope they,
Oh, the nano, good timing from Fielder. Might not be enough though, as the bio hits hard.
that's a
You
good
get
start.
the Boston boys some Dunkin' Donuts, get them some of that coffee too, get them
Yeah.
set.
Get him juiced up.
Exactly, get that caffeine rush going.
Also to stay alive is, that is huge. Twilight though, and now they don't have the nano. They end up, it's just like a flank from Fielder. They end up trading the Honest.
Such a sick matchup of world-class artists. Can't ask for much more in this matchup. Fielder wins the quasi 1 versus 1 there with Smurf.
Still waiting for the Anna to return.
Murph
now.
is just flying all over the place.
Yeah.
Smurf gonna hope to receive it here, but Twilight's still on the walk back up the hill. He might just send this nano straight away and see what's.
So if we don't see a C9 coming out here, because this is rough.
Quickly shield bashes out of the way. Birdering though, taken down by Stalker. Not good. He was close to an EMP. Stalker's gonna have a pulse bomb here, and Lip's able to stay alive and build his key ultimate up as well. Twilight though's got the moves. The hot feet get him away from the pulse bomb, but not from the questing gaze of Stalker. And that'll be it. Iconvolver goes the way of the Atlanta Reign. Once again,
That was close though. That was close. It could have gone. Well, maybe I shouldn't say it could have gone either way, but certainly it could have gone to overtime, maybe even in the final parts of the map.
Boston, and then Boston a pretty good point A take, but.
All right, do we want to get an interview started in here? Do we want to bring in? I think it's I think Cheese is next up, or first up for the interview.
First half was, much as map 1 went, but Decay able to get
Yeah.
results. The dive actually working. Boston.
Let me switch up.
Switch
the thing.
scenes
Yes.
for the next match.
Yep.
By starting something up yourself. Again,
There we go.
this comes down to how good
All right.
each other
Hey
alive.
Cheese, welcome in. How are you doing?
Both trying to dive at the same time. So it's really about what Twilight DJ Gone
How you enjoying the matches so far, man?
can do. And that's just
Pretty
one of
good.
the sickest support matchups
You
you
good?
can
So
ask for.
let me ask you, first question in the interview. I'm going to throw you kind of a hardball. I hope you're okay with this one. If you are the coach of the Uprising, what do you do for the next map going forward, and what's your strategy?
I think we put Smurf on support.
Okay. Otter, thoughts?
Okay, I can see it. Spicy.
I think that's all we do. I think that's the strat.
Okay. All right. Otter, what question do you have for Cheese?
What question do I have for Cheese?
Ask me anything in the world.
Anything in the world. Okay.
Anything in the world.
Anything in the world. All right. Give me a second.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, he thinks of a question. Cheese, what made you a Boston Uprising fan? What got you into, I guess, esports, but then also what drove you to Overwatch and then over to the Boston Uprising?
Well, Overwatch, my dad played it, and I was like, that looks like fun. So I got it for Christmas in 2017. And then the same way I got into Boston, my dad was a fan in the first year, and then I just kind of took over after he stopped.
Oh, no, that's cool. Are you from the Boston area or?
No.
Oh, okay. No, that's
Ask
fine.
me if it's East or West Coast. I don't know. We went over this already.
All right. Otter, did you get time to think of your question?
Yes, I got it. I got a great question. So you said you played Overwatch back in 2017, so you're the OG player.
I'd say.
You'd say, okay. Then I was an OG player as well. What did you play? What was like your main?
A lot of Diva.
Lot of Diva. Okay, my man. That's the one. Did you ever hit like any fat Diva bumps or? Yeah.
Probably. I don't
Probably.
know. A while ago.
It was a while ago. That's true. Personally, I remember every single one I hit, but you know that's just me. I don't think I'll ever forget it. But what, did you play anything else? And did you switch up afterwards when you were, once she came out of meta, or do you stick by it?
Well, I played her a lot on console, and then once I got it on PC, I've been an Ana main usually.
Okay. So is that why you thought Smurf should be on support then? I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you view the difference between Overwatch on console and PC? What are your biggest takeaways, other than obviously like frames and stuff like that? But like, what in your opinion made you want to switch to that? In your thought?
It's much easier to play the game, just in general.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like in terms of do you still play on controller on PC or do you do
No,
MMK?
I use keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, this is a superior input. I'm still controller. I'll never probably grow out of it. Are you mouse and keyboard?
Yeah, I'm on mouse and keyboard. I don't think
That's my name, guys.
there's been a lot of talks about that. I don't actually know where we landed on that, like in Overwatch specifically, because there was a lot of talk about bringing aim assist into the lobbies. I'm not sure if you know more about that, Cheese.
I'm pretty sure everyone plays on keyboard and mouse.
Oh, okay. So I don't know specifics.
Geez, if you were on PC, which you are, do you think that aim assist on controller should be something that's added in for them, or do you think that it should only remain on console as of now?
Ooh, I think it should be added, but I don't know. It's kind of hard.
Oh, no. I'm actually pro aim assist. Otter is not, I believe.
No.
Yeah, I mean honestly, like I think when the debate comes down to it, like I have to use my thumbs. You get an entire forearm. I think aim assist isn't that big of a deal, but that's my opinion. That's where I stand on it. You played both inputs, Cheese. You came from console, so I think we're gonna go with Cheese's answer on that. So Otter, you can just deal with aim assist.
Okay.
So Cheese, how do you see the rest of the games going for today? Where do you see it kind of ending at the end of all of it?
Well, hopefully Boston comes back and wins 3-2, but you never know.
Yeah. No, I still have faith. I think we're called the Uprising for a reason. And like we were talking in chat a little bit earlier, I don't think there's going to be much of a reign anymore. So
Exactly.
I'm firmly on Boston pulling it back up and pretty much taking it from this point on. They just needed to wake up a little bit, and we'll get them some reindeer jerky and Dunkin' Donuts, and they should be good to go.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Thank you so much for jumping in for the interview.
All right, thank you.
We should be getting the next map starting up for a second, but Cheese, thank you again for taking the time to talk to us and giving us some of your insight on Overwatch and the games, and also your personal journey with Overwatch. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Chris?
That was Cheese. Whoops, I clicked one button too many. There we go. It's fun to see more OG players. Sometimes you wonder.
It is. It's the OG that actually makes the community thrive. Like new players are always great. It's always great as the esport expands and gets new viewers, but no one truly understands the games better than the people who have been around it for the longest amount of time.
Yeah.
And I also like him because he agreed about aim assist. So
Yeah, you're biased.
Otter.
He's
mean,
actually the first
It's
person
not my
I've
fault.
heard.
He has the correct opinion. Okay.
Okay.
It's not my fault. He's right. Oh.
As I was saying, he's the first OG player I've ever heard be pro aim assist in Overwatch, but then he did come from console. So that's probably a big factor.
All right.
Oh, I gotta get the volume back. There we go.
Marissa, that'll be a lot of fun here. But
All right, time to bring it back.
Really
Yeah.
world-class,
You'll get the
We gotta lock it in.
We've
Boston's
said
gotta lock
here,
it in.
yeah, big fan of that one.
Very strong.
Yeah, this is one
Atlanta
of I
playing.
told you that
Were
she
they
could,
playing the piano there?
Yeah.
Make Arisa go up in the air with
Nice.
life weaver.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
I wonder,
Don't know
do
what
you
to
think
do with that,
Atlanta's
but
playing more
that
of
she can
Bach,
spin a
or do you
little
think they're
thingy
more of a
and
Mozart
you
crew?
can shoot her and she's in the air.
You could grip the Arisa.
I'd say Mozart.
They strike me as Mozart. They strike me as like someone who just like, oh yeah, we listen to Mozart, and they pretend to be fancy. It's the real ones that know that's Bach. I bet you Boston Uprising, if they were at the pianos, would be playing Bach. That's just my personal opinion.
Just want to force the fight on the payload, right?
Yeah, Mozart does have some questionable
That they're running into a Winston-based comp, most
what do you call it? Compositions?
Yeah, no, that's the correct English.
That's the correct
What do you
word,
call
okay.
it in Swedish?
Is
It's like composition. Like,
Am I French?
I don't know, man. Like Europe's all the same. It's yeah.
No, I think
You guys
I think it's probably something like that as well. I just don't really. I'm not a connoisseur of music, so to speak. You know, the first word I thought of was a song, but I knew that was not it. It's not a song when you play off the piano.
It is, but song is just a like, I don't know. You're making this more complicated. Let's just watch the Boston
Yeah,
Uprising.
this is the.
Jumps back to the rest of his team, then gets hacked. Now
Got some Junker Queen here from
just the
Atlanta. Other than that, it looks
constant
standard.
throw, no, it's
A
brutal.
Kiriko from Boston.
The Atlanta Reign keep pushing. They want to force this frontline fight. Hawk will happily tangle with Smurf. Decay actually able to force Lip away here. Stalker often winning out these Tracer duels, and he is back to policing that periphery. DJ gone low, dive coming in from Smurf. How quickly can the Reign back away from this? Geo able to stay alive, get close to that rally, and Stalker's found Twilight definitely flexing now on this Tracer roll, and Smurf is in trouble.
Oh no.
He's put to sleep, probably will be
Nice
looking
back.
out. That's
It's Smurf
very normal to
moving.
happen there. Everyone's
Moving.
looking at him.
You gotta get up.
And Smurf is going to get away, at least with pressure enough on Chio to enable that pick off.
He is a man on a mission.
Straight up and keep
I'm gonna
moving.
watch that man go.
Fielder is so good, man. It's crazy. I mean, as Lip gets the kill there to kind of finish that off. That'll be the first checkpoint. But it always feels like he hits the sleep dart.
You can turn
Always
the
feels like he has
subtitles
the
on.
bio
There we go.
set up,
They were not very
for
accurate.
when Smurf dives there. Both him and Chio get extremely
So that's the
low.
first
They have no
checkpoint, and now we're
support
just gonna
at
have
the
to see
time.
them bring it back.
Perfect
At least
place to
Lip did
He
use
was
the
right outside
EMP
the bubble.
for just for a cleanup there, so they do have a bit of an advantage here. If Birdring can get a good EMP off, maybe get the Brigade. No.
Now what? Birdring's been in this position a couple times before. Frustrated to come up empty-handed after charging that EMP. A lot of people face that sensation going up against this Atlanta Reign team.
That's just a soft reset. Just gotta get it all together. They got one more fight in them here.
They have an idea that you have EMP. They're trying
There's
to
no more Nano from Atlanta, so again, the name of the game is resource management, ultimate management.
If you've tracked in that
It
post,
might be just be me, but does Overwatch make you hungry for pizza?
That may have been the discussion we had previously, and you're just realizing
might
now.
have been.
Yeah, we just talked about some
Talking
pizza.
about the calorie count of Domino's
Exactly.
might have had a negative impact.
You definitely want at least your
Persuaded
Tracer to
me.
be there at the same
Yeah.
time.
Get a pizza tonight.
Speaking of them, Stalker on his own. goes
Surprisingly, right?
finds
You
another
talk about the
possible
calorie count of a
clean
Domino's pizza.
elimination of this round so far.
I personally, I would imagine that's something that turns you off from wanting a pizza, but you still somehow paradoxically.
You know, I
Want a
think I'm
pizza.
actually just. I think I'm gonna skip the pizza. I think I'm just. There's a Dunkin' Donuts right down the street. I think I'm just gonna go get some donuts.
Yeah.
It's a breakfast food, but I think it works just great as like a dinner food as well.
No, for sure.
Little treat.
They like the beacons and the homies turn up.
I mean, those movies too long for me.
Oh.
Zero Metric
I'm
coming
sure
out.
there's like an abridged series somewhere that's acted out by someone with as short an attention span. You should watch that. Maybe,
Yeah,
you know,
I need the-
maybe
I need the
Snoop Dogg.
cliff
Maybe
notes.
Snoop Dogg has a synopsis of it. I'd actually watch the heck out of it. Anyway,
Pretty
back to
awesome.
things that exist.
Well,
That is
the game
toxic.
gets deleted there. I mean, dude, now you switch over to this.
It's getting the
Ramonda,
ultimate
right?
just
I
to
mean,
get
kind of
DK.
brawl out a little bit more, but it has like no synergy with the.
I've started a
other
whole
songs.
uprising in the chat about Boston Pizza.
So like how does
Duncan.
like you get an
I did there with
EMP here,
the
right? Like,
uprising.
What does the Ramatra do? Like
I'm gonna be the most
from just
amazing
running?
dad in
Like
terms
that-
of
is that
dad
the-
jokes
is that kind
ever.
of the play here?
I'm gonna
I
run
think
that.
it's
I'm
really
gonna
to
own
try
it.
and punish. So you poke the Junker Queen down in theory. You know, so try and get her low on health as she approaches. I think in Nemesis form you can feed her brains in, you know, well enough as long as you.
You guys have humor in Sweden?
No.
And the reason why I'm only
Oh yeah, no, okay, never mind. So yeah, I don't know how you guys do it with dads. I guess it's just straight face and pan.
Yeah.
Set up around that EMP. This time there's a result.
Our dads are more like, you know, I guess you guys have dad humor. In our case, it's more about they're just disappointed in us. That's about it.
You know, that's kind of like we have that in America, but it's only really in the Midwest. I don't know. There's just like it's disappointed fathers and coal mines. That's basically the American Midwest, which is similar to like disappointed dads in Sweden and reindeer jerky. That's pretty much what you guys have.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Is Thor a dad? I am not a dad. Maybe one day, but I have 2 dogs. I think I'm a dad dog.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll pull up for the next interview. I'll bring one of my dogs on.
All right.
Personally interview. They can ask some questions.
Going
Bring Ragnar.
6'6" or something ridiculous.
Not Lagerfeld?
No, they know he's there. He has to get out.
Agatha's too big, man. Agatha's a big old dog. She's a Great Pyrenees. So like she would. Maybe I can get her. Ragnar's just sleeping right next to me, so I can be here.
I mean, as long as she fits in the frame as well.
No, she wouldn't. Like half her body would stick out. I barely fit in the frame. It's all the pizza. Watching Overwatch.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't want to say anything just in case I would curse it. I did not want to mention that Boston did end up getting a wipe on Atlanta. Turns out it didn't matter. Sadly.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's go.
No,
I think this is like a
let's not
huge
go.
statement game from the rain, right? You lose.
So let's go for the next map.
Let's go for the next map. Yes, or round.
Team that is up there in the standings. I mean, think about how important this game is for Boston.
All right.
You win
What do you
this,
think
you get 11 and
Boston's
3
gonna
as
do
well,
here to switch it up?
Where the rain obviously would drop to 11 and 3.
I do wonder if they're gonna try to switch
They
it up.
gotta try something new.
Yeah.
Just a
I don't think what they're doing currently is working.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like
We'll
Boston
simply
can
have
get
to wait
that
and see. But what I've
at least
noticed is they're very persistent on the Winston dive plan. Winston, Sombra, Tracer. They do pull it out over and over again. And it does look like they're doing that again. So we'll simply have to wait and see how it plays out for them. Atlanta, however, they're pulling out a May and a Ramatra here. So we'll see how that plays out. That's gonna be... It's gonna be difficult. But if they can get a good dive off, if Boston can get a pick or two and start snowballing as with any other map, I'm sure they'll be able to bring it back and we'll see another map as well.
Has to be very, very careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you have Stalker playing the May here, so they're gonna.
Oh, maybe they KO on the Widowmaker though.
Really great control. No, and
I didn't want to say it.
really
No, okay, no, he just switched to Trace. I want to see some Widowmaker. I think it's great. It's so fun to see. I love one shots. It's huge. You get a pick on the Ana, you get a pick on the.
They can do that.
Oh, it's mostly the Ana, I guess. Everyone else might be a little bit too tanky, potentially to me. That might be enough to turn
when
it
someone's
around.
gonna pick Loba.
That's a good question. Where is Loba?
Yeah, fair.
Fun fact, actually, Sombra and Loba are the closest when it comes to character design.
You know, there's a character. To look it up, but Uplink that's coming to Apex is actually based off of a character from Overwatch.
Okay.
I can't remember the name, so I'll have to like look it up. But I have it. I have the whole thing. Yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing. I'm not making it up. Maybe I'm making it up. I don't know.
No, I trust you. I trust you.
I wouldn't trust me, but I appreciate it.
It's also Overwatch does borrow, or sorry, Apex does borrow a lot of character design from Overwatch. You can normally, I mean, it makes sense. Both are hero shooters in a sense. There will be a lot of crossover.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of them are based off legend abilities. Like the main difference, obviously, being one is a battle royale, the other is not a battle royale. But in terms of that, like I feel like a lot of gaming companies actually borrow a lot from each other,
Yeah.
especially in designs and themes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not illegal yet, so why not?
Look at this. I mean, Hawks just pushing right up. This is going to force out a coalescence here.
Overwatch 3 Battle Royale. I honestly, okay, so this is going to be a controversial take. All right, so give me your thought on this. I don't think we're going to see any more popular Battle Royales come. I think the time of Battle Royales as the hot new trend is kind of over. I think we're going to go back to the arena shooter, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, that's an opinion.
Well, what's your opinion?
I don't know if I agree on going back to arena shooters. That's the only one I disagree
They're
with.
so much fun, though. I love arena shooters.
Yeah, I mean, I do as well. I just don't think that the general public seems to be that into them. I definitely agree that battle royales seem
in
dumb.
a while. I mean, like Halo could have been something. It wasn't, but I mean, it could have been. But like, I feel like there hasn't like. Would you classify Call of Duty as an arena shooter? I'd qualify Call of Duty as an arena shooter. Warzone, obviously, but
Yeah, no, like the actual Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah, that's an arena shooter. That's
Yeah.
still really popular.
I'd say
All you
so.
need is like a really good franchise game devs to come out with one.
It does happen. I'm curious.
I could see it,
Where's the MP
it
goes?
still being popular. It's just such an easy gaming format for players to get into.
Yeah.
No. Murdering a flick of the fringe in a
I think that...
overclock here for Decay.
Oh wait, you're saying that arena shooters are easy for people to get into?
Yeah, no, it's way easier to understand as a concept than a lot of other games. There's a lot less mechanics that you have to... the general player base to get into is a lot easier, I think, for arena shooters.
Right.
My-
Oh, this is
like,
massive from
that's-
Boston. You'd love to see it. I'm also happy to see some Sojourn. She has the... I'll just explain that for you real quick. She has... You see the little charge on the screen there? Goes from 0 to 100. That's basically a hit scan. She just used it right there. So she shoots her left button. I think it is left by default. I might have switched mine around. But one of her fires, or her primary fire, is this projectile that she's shooting now. Just a tiny little dots, not doing too much of damage. And as you hit the enemy, and deal more and more damage, you build up charge on your secondary fire, which is a hit scan. If you hit someone in the face with that hit scan, they go down. It deals a lot of damage, especially on a squisher target like their supports. So while I wanted to see a Widowmaker, Sojourn is pretty close up there. She's definitely a way to open up the game for Boston. And it certainly seemed to help in the previous fight, so let's see if they can do it again. Oh, that is a massive ultimate. Oh, that's so good. Smurf going crazy. Oh my god.
Holy
Swipes
snap.
all of them, no problem.
That man is on like 5 cups of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I guarantee you.
At least. He's juiced up.
He is
just cuts through everybody. I mean, that
he's on something.
Yeah.
Alright, so the Uprising here, Snowball, their control of this phase.
Do we get another fight here? But that's fine. That's fine. They got it. I trust. I believe. You're turning me into a believer.
Yes.
Look at the K with the Sojourn shots, though. Oh my god. Yeah. That's all you need to do.
Sojourn, excuse me, 3 minutes on the clock to work with here, and that wasn't even an overclock, so Decay now wants that high ground bad.
And this is possible here.
It's funny with Sojourn specifically, because I sat here. I didn't want to say her name for a large part of this map, because I forgot what she was called. So I went on Google and I googled the Overwatch character with the thighs, Sojourn. She's got some strong, because she can do like a super jump, and it's actually my goals for leg day when I do hit, not leg day that was on the channel yesterday, but my goals for when I go to the gym and hit the legs is actually getting the same thighs, because she has some strong legs.
You've got some. For chat that doesn't know, Otter is like a 6'6" or 6'5" Swedish person. Your legs are like tree trunks, dude. It's
They could be
scary
trunkier.
in person. I don't know, man, dude. You've got big enough legs as is. You take a day off leg day. It's okay. Save it for the rest of us.
Save it for the rest of the days. Need some arm days, honestly. Fortin's got that one on me still. I'm working on it, but I don't know how much my Swedish genetics will help me in that regard.
Well, I'm 6 foot, so I'm not short, but I am stockier than you, so it's easier for me to put on mass.
rally in play here for the
You're just playing nice now. Giving me some an easy out.
I am. Well, if you ignored the Dunkin' Pizza. No, not the Dunkin' Pizza. There is so much pizza talk going on. Domino's Pizza. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. There's so much gameplay going on, I can't focus
Yeah, it's distracting.
on what I'm trying to say. There's like I'm trying to keep up with also talking about other things.
Like at the same exact time, you end up nanoing.
Unity is not wrong.
Otter steals all the plates and loads up 3 bars to squat them all at once and no one else has to. Yeah, I'm just making sure that the rest of the gym doesn't have to do leg day. That's it. I don't want him to have to do that.
Okay, back on the Tracer here. Lipsy MP for what is probably the second.
So as long as Boston can close out this round with more than 1 second remaining, I think they'll get to push the card. Someone in chat might have to correct me on that because I'm not entirely sure, but I think they will get another chance to push and turn this whole series around. But they have to have at least 1 second left. If it goes to overtime, they don't.
I mean, I'm gonna show my age here, but I'm pretty sure it's LL Cool J that said, "Don't call it a comeback." So.
Yeah, you're showing your age here. I have no idea what that means.
I bet, like, yeah. Well, one, you're Swedish, so I have no belief that you know who LL Cool J is. You never heard the song "Mama Said Knock You Out"?
No.
I'm gonna have to like send you a bunch of American music from like the 80s and 90s after watch party.
So that's huge, right?
Yeah, I clearly need to do more research in that regard. Oh, Cheese just said both Boston can still push if they're in overtime. Both teams get 1 extra minute, and that's because this is payload and not just if it's the hybrid, then they don't. That's probably it. Yeah. I'm showing my my rust here. I'm slowly shaking it off, but it has been a while. So then Boston just Decay the Great on the Sojourn. Just stay on the Sojourn, or maybe do a Widowmaker. Just click some heads. Don't allow them to ever set up. You win the game.
I'm on the Smurf. I'm on the Cheese. Look. I love you, Otter, but he's won my heart over with being a former console player. So I'm on the whole boat of put Smurf on sport.
Okay.
I will live and die on that.
I mean, who knows?
Team Cheese. Plus, his name is Cheese, and I love pizza. So like, it's obvious that that's where we're gonna go with this direction.
Yeah.
Could have been worse than this. You just kill the whole.
I'm almost itching to play some Overwatch after watching all of this. I'm ready to jump into my first solo queue Overwatch ranked game and have it play nothing like the games we're currently watching, get frustrated, and just get off. That's the experience.
I think I'm gonna follow the same thing that Dan Tran is saying in chat. Ooh, so good.
I had a we have this. I assume it's only in Sweden because I think if you try having this pizza in the US, you'd probably. I don't even know.
Pizza?
People get very angry. What was that? Reindeer turkey?
Pizza? I bet it is.
That'd be crazy, actually. That'd be really good. No, so it's a. Now we're doing ads for Domino's almost, but it's Sweden, and I don't think anyone here in chat is from Sweden, so it's okay. But they have this. I've tried it 2 times. It's a broccoli and chicken pizza, and I think it's teriyaki sauce.
You're about to get kicked off this watch party so fast. Dude, no. Just stop.
I didn't choose the pizza. That is an actual pizza they're having in Sweden right now.
That's not a pizza, that's an abomination.
It's not too
Just
bad.
watch the Boston Uprising win another fight.
Yeah.
No more talk of abominations.
Oh, that's a huge sleep as well. Oh well. They don't need it. Now we're getting the payload momentum going, actually. Stay on the point.
Yeah, no. Lovely to see.
Yeah.
For Boston, I mean, you get another early pick off there from Decay. So he will have overclock.
I think what would go really well right here is a Revtane push.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Revtane? Would go hard.
Get the nanos coming out. Yeah, Decay actually is on a Sojourn as well. I did not notice that. So that is just, they're just gonna stick to it. I wonder if they'll do that on the defense as well. Massive pick on Hawk. It continues. The snowball continues. Now Atlanta. Atlanta has been saving up their ultimates, as you can see in the top right. They used the nano, but other than that, they gonna have 4 ultimates for the next fight. All Boston has is the Junker Queen ultimate and Brigette's ultimate. So it'll be a bit of a difficult fight if they do a... Oh no. That's Sombra's translocator, so... Oh, he cancelled it. But he was... Lip was waiting for Birdwing to come back, because it's basically like... Revenant's ultimate, I'll say. That was basically the totem. So he was waiting at the totem to wait for Birdwing to come back and get an easy kill. But he figured it out. Didn't let him do it. Oh, the ultimate though! Smurf! Smurf! But they're still getting in though. They're still getting in. They're still getting the points on the board. That's all that matters.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Extra checkpoints in overtime, and now Boston. One more checkpoint to get the map done. There'll be an overtime all the way.
All I'm saying is Smurf is not on support. So, and we're still doing great.
You know what? I don't care. You said that you have pizza with broccoli and cheese on it, so your opinion is just wrong, no matter what.
Listen,
Cheese is my homie.
I'm not the
Cheese is
guy
my
who made a
homie.
choice. That was Domino's that decided to do that. And I just followed suit. I tried it out. I had to.
And let me guess. It was a life-changing experience, but not in the way that you had hoped.
It was okay. It was okay. I don't know if it was good
you're
or
a
bad.
Liar.
1 health. Oh, that doesn't matter though. They can just stay on Sojourn, man. Just stay on Sojourn. Literally, you don't need any other, like, heroes at the end of the day. A one-shot potential is all you need.
Ooh. Okay, pop it off.
It's on the table.
So if you're the Atlanta Rain, I mean, Lip has been holding on to this EMP for what's felt like forever. And he gets taken out.
I'll say normally, you know, we're gonna finish the pizza talk. Normally, I have a tropical pizza. I don't know if you guys have the same one. It's basically like a Hawaiian, but with pepperoni instead of ham. That's just fine for me.
Hey, I'm not a pineapple on pizza guy.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. That's. I'm not that guy. That dude.
It takes the edge off. I like it a lot, actually. Just rounds it up real well.
I just think you have horrible taste.
It's possible, but I'm Swedish, so you know we are infamous for our pizzas. Actually. Yeah.
I don't know if that's a thing. Let's go.
Also, I think when you see these types of compositions, right, it's much harder to
Just need to hold them out. Don't let Atlanta themselves get some momentum, and then we're gonna go to map 4. Honestly.
They just run through the Atlanta Rain, complete the map.
Oh boy.
Because you can really, when you're playing in, like, if I was sitting in the seat playing for Boston right now, I would feel so much relief. Because you almost never get a full map finish. Most of the times, you might get 1 point on the board, maybe 2 points on the board, but with how much of a defender advantage you have, especially at this final point, you never get to close it out. And knowing that you finished the map, despite Atlanta having 3 minutes to work with, you still know that, okay, we just need one good fight. What is that great quote? You know, Atlanta can get lucky many times. Boston just needs to get lucky once. And then it's over.
No, you bring up a great point. My counterpoint, so you said if you were sitting in the seat in Boston playing, you would feel relieved. I was sitting in the seat for Boston. We'd be screwed and I'd be a huge liability. So,
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I would also be a huge liability. I would not hang in these lobbies at all.
oh, I mean, you could have a broccoli and cheese pizza and throw. So, I mean, you would bring that vibe.
I'd be the broccoli guy.
Thanks, Trevor. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Well, they're getting the opening push here, but like again, it's just one fight. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you gotta run the timer down, so maybe 2 fights. But as soon as you get to overtime, then only 1 fight matters. So I trust.
Be able to kind of land those rail shots to be able to really make it worthwhile. Where the Ash, you can do big chunks of damage pretty consistently.
You
with some
can
headshots, and,
you say it's just one fight, but like I think every argument you picked today about pizza and food topics, you've lost. I mean, you haven't had one good take. Thanks.
I mean, That's
just
fair.
worry about
That's
like
fair.
the culture of like I want to go to Sweden, but now I don't because I'm worried about what I would eat. It's worrying. Like a large part of my life is devolved around what I can eat and where.
You know, it's funny when I think of a vacation, and this is probably not helping my case when it comes to Swedish cuisine, right? When I think of a vacation, the most important part is like the food. What can I eat?
Right. No, that's 100% valid.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think normally when I think of a
I
vacation,
feel like actually because you guys eat such bad food.
that's what I was
like,
gonna. That's
everywhere
what I
would be a
meant.
great
Yeah,
vacation.
exactly. It's not helping me
Yeah.
in this particular case, but that's just how I think about vacations. Also, because I don't really go sightseeing. I don't see the point. I can just pull up an image on Google. You know what I mean? Like I've never been at a place in.
Why do you have so many bad takes? That's a bad take. That's a bad take.
I mean, I'll
All
stand
right,
by
let's
it.
get this hold here.
Just chilling here with the Sojourn Ultimate. There's no point in full committing here. I feel they just want to run the time down. Force Atlanta to waste their own resources. Oh wait, Overclock does come out though. Okay, let's see how they're gonna play this then. They do want to try to stick, but Bob takes him out.
Builder?
Yeah. Bob is the, you saw the robot with the cute little hat.
Yeah, no, I'm messing with you.
I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure.
No, I
It's
get it.
easy.
Yeah, we already established Swedes don't have humor, so I gotta remember.
I'm
not
an
to make little
educator at
jokes.
heart. I have to make sure, man. What if I'm wrong? What if you don't hear me protest and you think that, oh yeah, it is Bob the Builder. That's the new Overwatch hero.
Now I worry that you think I'm actually stupid, because I don't think that Overwatch has ever crossed over with Nicktoons.
Never
so-
say never though. We've seen
No,
some
I mean,
crazy
like,
Fortnite
they did do that
collaborations.
DC Multiverses game, so
We had isn't Nicki Minaj getting an operator in Call of Duty?
oh my God, she is.
Yeah.
Why? It says, I mean, like, no hate. Like, I think Nicki Minaj is a great artist for those that really like her. Like, no, not. I just think it's a weird.
Oh,
I
let's
don't
go
see
Boston!
the-
Getting the opening of Stalker.
Ooh.
This might be it.
Yeah.
Don't wanna
See,
cast
one
the curse
good
it.
fight, just
Oh,
like
it's
you
it.
said.
Let's go. Map 4, baby. They're bringing it back. Free 2. Right now, calling it.
Time for the Uprising.
Yeah.
I mean, that is excitement to the maximum there.
Let's go!
All I'm saying is
Alright.
that Nicki Minaj Warzone skin, because I didn't get to finish that, I think it's a bit of a tactical or competitive disadvantage to play it. I think the hitbox is not very favorable compared to some other skins.
See what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Well played. Well played.
Thank you.
Should we pull in another interview? Will we have time for a map change?
Right? I think this is just
We have time for an interview?
Yeah, we can do that. Let me find someone for you.
Thanks.
Atlanta,
Yeah, no, I don't understand the Nicki Minaj operator skin. I just don't see the cross. Like, what audience are you trying to get with the Nicki? Like, I'm confused, I guess, more than anything. I just can't see that many Nicki Minaj fans also playing Warzone. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's like a huge base for it.
Maybe they want to make him
it's-
play Warzone.
I don't think that those interests overlap.
I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe it's like a mutual collaboration thing. You know, Nicki Minaj
be
wants more
cool.
fans, so they get all the COD players, and COD wants more Nicki Minaj fans, so they get them
Just
to play the
don't
game.
think that there's it's like a mental, like, I don't think anyone that like enjoys Nicki Minaj's music would also be like, yo, I want to play some Warzone. I don't think that anyone that plays Warzone is like, yo, I'm gonna bump some Nicki Minaj. Like, I'll bump Nicki Minaj if it's on the radio, but I don't like,
Personally,
go actively playing it.
yeah. Personally,
Especially
all
with
I'm
Warzone.
wondering is when is Apex Legends getting the Taylor Swift collaboration?
God.
Okay, we're having another interview right now. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
No problem. I said I'd bring Ragnar on for this one, so.
Ragnar will also be here. There'll be a double interview.
One interview. All right.
Actually,
we
I have
got.
Nikki in the background as well, so that's perfect. All the dogs.
All right, Snecky. Is
Hello.
that right? Hey, what's
Yeah.
up, Snecky?
What's
How you
up?
doing?
I'm bing chilling. How are you?
All right. I am good. Thanks for asking. So Ragnar's got some hard-hitting questions for you. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. So, what did Boston do right in that last series, and what do they need to continue this trend going forward? Go.
Oh god, actual analysis. I think the comp switch up was good. I think not having to play the dive, which we seem to be mildly inferior at, really helped us out. Smith having a goated queen also helped, obviously. Decay wasn't being pinned down by Stalker 24/7, was allowed to go crazy on the Sojourn. And I think the general comp switch ups just seemed to boost everything.
So, next question following that one then is, when can you take over as an analyst for Uprising?
I mean, if they want to fly me out, I mean...
Yeah. Okay, so outside of Overwatch, Otter brought up an interesting comment. Broccoli and cheese pizza, yay or nay?
Nay.
Okay, thank you. Someone has...
Hey,
okay.
Calm down now.
Surely-
Wait, I need to know. Sneaky, what pizza is a yay? That's the real question.
First of all, standard. Second of all, you called me sneaky, so I will now disagree with whatever you say. Good job.
Oh, was it Sneaky?
Snacky.
Snaky,
yeah.
that's my bad. Either way, what's a
That's fine.
standard pizza? Is that just a margarita?
No, the pepperoni. That's the good stuff.
Okay, I got you.
Him and, like, dude, I don't know what it is with Uprising fans, but they just have good taste. Cheese knows his pizza. Snacky knows his pizza. See how I said the name right there, too?
Thank you.
That, Otter? Yeah, come on.
See,
Man.
if I had bad tastes, I would be over at the Rain Discord.
Ooh, that was good. I like that. That was good. That was good. All right, so also, Cheese brought this up in the last interview. What do you think about Smurf playing support? Do you think that's a good idea?
Yes.
Okay, see? All right. I like this guy.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Put him with Izayaki.
Otter, what
No,
questions
like-
you got?
What questions do I have? All right.
Yes, sir.
You took my good question because I was going to ask that specifically. What he thought about or why they managed to bring it back.
I'll let you think of another one. Okay, the
All right,
next
you got
question
it.
is, we also talked about this. Nicki Minaj is an operator in Warzone. What are your thoughts?
I don't play it, and it just makes me not want to play it even further.
Right? Yeah.
Like, honest to God, man. What's going on over there?
Can't see the crossover between the two. I don't play Warzone either. Never really got into it.
No.
Yeah, but like I just can't see like me loading up. Like I can't see Nicki Minaj being brought into the game and me being like, you know what, I'm gonna download that now. Now
Yeah,
I'm gonna download it.
It's not a thing. I'm not going to get home from doing whatever I do, sit down and go, yes, today feels like a good day to play Nicki Minaj in Warzone.
Agreed with that. And the last question I'm gonna have before I let Otter take it is, Mercy or Winston? Because I
In what regard?
who would you pick? Who's your favorite? Who would you more rather main?
Monkey.
Okay, all right. I've learned the ways of the Uprising viewers, and everyone
Well,
says monkey.
Is that bad?
Oh, no, that's good. That's good.
nothing wrong with
Earlier,
Mercy.
someone in the Uprising chat in the Discord asked me who's my main. I said Mercy, and then I was told that was wrong.
Okay, well, you're not wrong. You're completely valid. You play what you want to play. If you want to play that character, good. Please pay him or avoid me. Thank you.
Okay, see, he's also so nice. You're awesome. You're awesome. Otter, you go ahead and
Right.
take the rest of it.
Okay, collaborations. Okay. Hear me out.
Yep.
If you had to choose a collaboration for Overwatch, any brand, any artist, who or what would you choose?
What's the question?
A collaboration. Which one would you choose with for Overwatch?
Star
Oh.
Wars.
Star Wars?
Oh, okay, all right. I'm gonna show chat this real quick. But I agree.
God.
That's Yoda tattooed on my arm. Oh, I got it. Yeah, big Star Wars fan. I can get behind that collaboration.
Fantastic. I want. I suppose it would be a Darth Vader Genji skin because he's a cyborg.
I can see
That'd be
that.
good. Yeah.
But it's hard to make certain things fit. It's one of those things back in like 2018. I'd sit around with my friends and go, "Oh, I know what would be good, a Star Wars collaboration," and then you just sit there for an hour theorizing, and then it would never happen.
You bring up a great point because like Star Wars is such a great IP and it's so big and all over the place, and I'm surprised that more studios have. I think Fortnite's the only one that's done a Star Wars collaboration that I
That's
can think
because
of.
it's Fortnite, innit? It's hard because it's Disney. You got to wrestle with Disney. No one wants to wrestle with Disney.
It's
I have to
crazy to me,
interrupt
though,
you.
because, like,
Cheese here in the chat actually mentioned Stormtrooper Soldier 76. That sounds like
Well,
a
yeah, that
perfect
works,
one.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the crazy thing, though. Like, okay, so EA owns Apex Legends, but they had the exclusive Star Wars license, yet they never got an Apex Legends Star Wars crossover. I don't know. Very confusing.
Rights are a tricky thing, if I understand the internet correctly.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Well, Snecky, thank you so much for coming in for the interview. I think we got the next game started up soon, but it was great talking with you, and it was very fun, my man.
I like my time in the sunlight, in the fame. So you know, you ever want some good opinions, call me.
We appreciate you just coming in and shooting down Otter's broccoli and
Right,
cheese pizza.
okay.
That like alone
Seriously, what is
validated
up
everything.
with that?
Yeah, no, he's just wrong. So thank you for coming in and validating.
No problem.
Alright, thank you for coming on. Another one that Chad came up with was a Darth Vader Reaper. Cassidy Han Solo. Alpha, you should work on the collabs department over there at the Disney or over at Blizzard. You seem to have some good ideas.
I think devs need to start looking to the viewers and the people that play the games regularly to come on for design directions. Like, if you want to still maintain like the meta with developers who have developed games for a very long time, I totally get that. But in terms of like collaboration and future events and like stuff like that the gamers are going to play themselves, I really think the viewers should be brought on more, and not only just pros and content creators, because that seems to be a very big trend. That's my personal opinion. Once again, you're going to hear a lot of me say personal opinion, because
you need a disclaimer. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have a very brain works weird.
Let's see if we can get the opening fight here. I want to see Smurf pop off a little bit more of the Junker Queen here. He's getting some good damage and creating so much space as well. Love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, a few different times he gets chunked down.
Ooh.
He does. Oh, that's a nice bio grenade. Twilight looks like he might be able. They take
Oh, it's not looking good for Boston here. They might have to go for a reset. Yeah, I was too caught up in the discussions here. I did not notice that Decay is sticking to the Sojourn here. They are, they don't seem as inclined to go for the dive, at all, really. And then, like Snicky said, that seemed to be the play. It seemed that they were just getting out-dived for the first two maps, and I think it's really good to see that.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of a break because you actually pronounce his name right, so...
Thank you,
on behalf of Snecky, I appreciate you. I know he's out there listening right now, and he's like, oh, he finally said it right. Thank you for doing that.
I have too much of an ego. I just can't bother to learn people's names, you know?
No, it's okay. It's internet names. He doesn't have the... It looks like Sneaky, but there's no A. You go by Otter, but there's no E.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to call you Otter. I actually don't even know. How do I pronounce Otter without an E?
Lots of people say OTTR. They just spell it out. Yeah, or maybe not lots of people, but enough people that it happens.
I just go by the simple Thornton smash.
It's hard to get it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ford and Mesh.
I mean, this is just.
It's true. On Wikipedia, they had me as the manager for the Oxygen Esports as Thornton Mash, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna start a cooking channel.
Everything pretty much, right?
Apex is getting a cookbook actually. Is it out already?
Yes, they are.
Or
it's not out. It's coming out in September.
Oh, you got
some of the pages are up on Amazon.
Okay. I actually, I recently started doing cooking streams at the start of my streams because I figured, why not stream when I'm cooking? I'm cooking anyways. And I was actually debating, maybe I'll just go through the whole cookbook for content and just make one long video with every single recipe.
No one needs your cookbook, Mr. Broccoli and Cheese Pizza. If they were gonna do
it's not my cookbook. I'm just using their cookbook.
They'd include in that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, when it comes to cooking, it's just following instructions. I'm generally good at following instructions. It's just when...
One of those people that like math, I bet.
No, I hate math. But it's just, I guess, because I'm Swedish, we just follow instructions. That's just what we do.
It's like a fun life.
It's hard-coded. You follow the rules. That's it. That's our... Oh! Sojourn pick paying off again, getting a massive pick on Fielder here. This is gonna open up the game so much for them. I love the railgun. I love the idea of Sojourn. She was actually a very controversial hero when she came out. I'm not sure whether she did end up getting nerfed or not, because I was just following the controversy and then I didn't really follow it anymore. But basically, because she has a railgun, it's a one-shot kill. She's obviously a very high skill legend, or hero rather. And in the right hands, as you could see from Boston here, you know, the reason they're getting these maps is that in the right hands, this one-shot kill will win you fights, will win you games, will win you series. But it's very difficult to nail a headshot on these moving targets that are just bouncing all over the screen constantly, right? So what ends up happening is that, yes, at the highest level, all the way up in Overwatch League, all the way up in highest ranks in Grandmaster and Top 500, she's incredibly valuable. But in gold and bronze, you know, like in the lower ranks, the casuals, your side of the internet for them, she's not as valuable.
Was that just a shot?
No, that was not a shot.
Casual?
That's just the truth.
Okay.
That's
All
just
right,
your corner.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I'll remember that. I'll remember
You
that.
got your corner. I have.
You
And
managed
I
a
mine.
pro league team.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
All right.
manage
All
a
right.
pro league team for them.
Okay. What do you do? What do you do, Mr. Movement Tech on YouTube?
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
The point is that in the casual player base's hands, Sojourn was never really that good, and Overwatch was very hesitant on nerfing her. Again, I don't even know if they ended up doing it, because when you look at across the whole player base, oh yeah, well, the casuals are struggling with using her. She doesn't have the same headshot. The impact isn't really there when she's played by a less accurate player. But yeah, maybe Chad knows. She got nerfed. It no longer one-shots. Okay, well, thank you for that. But there was a very large controversy at the start.
Otter. Yeah.
I am extremely. All things considered, I'm casual. I got like small bits of, you know, I did play Overwatch at a pretty high level for a very long time, and then there was a large gap, and then Overwatch 2 came out, and I followed it very closely for like a few months, and then it's just nothing. A headshot with railgun is 190, but 190 is still game-changing damage, though. You can still, if you have a little bit of target focus, that'll be enough, but definitely not as bad as it used to be. I appreciate that, Cheese. Thank you. We got our own fact checker here in the chat, keeping me in line.
Like I'll say, this is my hero. And just the fact that no one has agreed with the broccoli and cheese pizza makes me so fundamentally happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's always popular to hate on the strange pizzas. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, with some things in life, I feel like people just want to hate. Pineapple on pizza is one of them.
No, I actually fundamentally hate it, and it's not because it's a strange pizza. It's because it's a dumb pizza. Why would you put fruit on pizza? It ruins the pizza.
I feel like it adds more depth to the flavor, actually, personally.
You're wrong. I mean, like that's like saying that a railgun one-shot still. It's just fundamentally wrong. It only does 190 damage, but you would know that if you had good taste in pizza.
I one-shot's a tracer. I'll take it. Or I hope so. No, I'm scared now. Fact checkers are coming out. I did so much. I mentioned this on Twitter. I did so much research. I talked to actually former coach of Boston Uprising, Mr. Bleeple. I told him, hey, I'm doing this thing, and I need the juice. I need the
I bet this
deets.
is the thing.
Yeah, this is why it's so terrible, and that's why he's no longer coach for Boston, I guess, because the details were all wrong. But he gave me he actually doesn't play Overwatch himself anymore, but his brother did. So he asked his brother for the juice, and we were supposed to get into a call, but we ended up not getting into a call. However, he gave me like this whole essay outlining Overwatch League lore from 2019, which is when I stopped playing, to today. Just the whole thing. And I just spent most of my time trying to research that and just like memorize it or cram all of that information, when I should have just played the game. Because I forget so many minuscule details or miss them. Sometimes that's all you need to do.
It's close right here.
Yeah.
The nano brig is insane. I mean, that right there, that is just Shio just swinging.
On Boston.
Slowly working it down there.
He's got his rally going.
Just one good fight.
I mean, even sturdier than
Atlanta has 2 meters on Boston. And you just push the robot 2 more meters, then we get back in the lead.
Everybody expected just kind of like mirror matchups the entire way.
Doghack says
Yeah.
we can't lose another fight. We need to Pushback. Well,
Oh, well, there's oh, Twilight. Okay.
just got Kunai. Yeah, and found Shio as well. I don't know if he's goon squatting. I think he might have been joining up with Bird.
This is huge.
But
This might be what we were looking for.
Go. One good fight. One good fight.
One good fight. That's all we needed. Can get Stalker as well? Maybe? If he dies now, that's a really staggered. That is huge. That is massive.
More massive than your thighs.
Yeah,
That was
honestly.
a weird comment.
It was a very weird comment, but I just let it be. I'm used to it at this
Thank you. I
point.
appreciate it.
Yeah, it can't be understated how important that last fight was. How important now it is for Boston. All the
We're lucky labor laws, or you're lucky labor laws don't apply to co-casters, otherwise we'd have a...
but Twilight
Oh, I would be sued so freaking hard. Aware of it.
Twilight has been explosive in the last couple of minutes. Back to the one
This clip here would go straight into... This is Exhibit A.
value. He picks off Twilight as well.
Yeah. And we're not gonna clip. No, nothing needs to be clipped. We're okay. We're okay. We're good. I did screen record you saying broccoli and cheese pizza. It's gonna be in a YouTube video in the near future.
Okay.
but, Yeah.
They staggered the K by a few
That's
seconds.
fair. I'll stand by it.
Remember, both teams have to
I'm not
check
saying it... I'm still not saying it's a great pizza.
There's a lot of hills to die on. That's probably not the one to do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna die on that one.
fight. The lane break coming with Terra Surge, they're coming with Bob, and they have a pulse bomb to work with.
This is the fight. This is the big one.
Somebody's gonna have to get there to contest here. For the boss.
Alanda does have an ult advantage, though.
He's getting very close.
Bob comes out.
Needs to be a big EMP. He's had some questionable ones so far over this series. To stay alive in this series, it has to happen.
Oh, get Stalker with the MP.
Here is the ultimate from Doghack that gets hacked, apparently. He's not able to complete it. He cancels
So again, this is a very defender-sided because it's so close to the spawn. So if they trade, it's going to be in Boston's favor. But actually, they get the opening of Stalker. Oh, there's a trade. You do lose a tank.
Birdman's gonna come back to the fight, but his teammates are
It's too
gone.
clean.
It's only Atlanta Reign. Lee Jae-gon steps up, tries to avert what is the inevitable at this point. Shield
If they can manage to stall it up, maybe they can get a soft reset, but it's not looking good.
But that's gonna be it, the Atlanta Reign.
No,
The numbers,
it's not
but
happening.
Eurus
We got a
gets
free
the
one.
job done. And
Oof.
it's not jubilance on their face, it's a sigh of relief. They were this close from going to a
That was very, very winnable. But
off the Uprising.
I think the ult advantages ended up being too much of a deciding factor.
Boston's
Oh,
gotta be
yeah, I agree.
themselves. I mean, when you wrap
It's rough.
around like that and the bot's just running away, you effectively have turned a situation where you could have had two fights, right? They could have just went back towards mid-map, taken a fight there, and then if you lose that, you still have another opportunity coming out of the
Oh,
spawn.
GG's and we go next.
That's all we can do. It's really good that we got a map as well, honestly.
Yeah.
Helps
no,
a
agree
bit.
with that.
And
Hey, the road's not over.
can't get
So-
near the bot again, really, with a great
Yeah,
shot.
at the end of the day, all Boston needs is
Uh,
top
Italy
3,
had a
right?
pretty
To get into those
fortunate
playoffs. So
pull-out
that's all
at
we're,
the end.
they have to
So
focus
we're
on,
still
really.
in a good position, and you know, even if we don't get top 3, what is it? 4 through 10 do. Hold on, I'm looking at.
A solid indication of how the Reign are feeling to have gotten
The
away from that
play-ins?
one, because again,
Advance the play-ins. Yeah, we
Yeah.
go to play-ins. Even if we go to 4th, but you know, we were sitting at 3 going into this, so there's still
You can play these
still a
different
solid
routes
chance here.
against the Reign.
Let me do a quick scene change. There we go.
Unbeatable, right? I mean, that is one where the Boston Uprising could have
just
Yeah,
by
keep
no
going.
means the end of the road. So we keep our head up. We stay Boston strong, and yeah, no, that's basically it. It was still a great showing. There were some great matchups there, and there was a lot of great fighting, and it was just overall enjoyable to watch. They're the
Absolutely.
2 best teams, arguably, in the league, and you know that's what happens when you go to head-to-head. You lose some, but then you win the other day. So we'll, if anything, we'll just come back and kick their ass in playoffs. That's my thought.
I agree.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming in and watching the watch party. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was really cool chatting with some of you in the stream and then also seeing your comments and talking to you guys through chat. This was really fun. I hope everyone had a really good time and enjoyed it. Don't try broccoli and cheese pizza. We
Or do.
have agreed to that. Nicki Minaj is not a good operator in Call of Duty. We learned some good fundamental facts as a group today. So that was pretty fun. Otter, any closing words from yourself?
I believe Boston will take the next one. That's all I'm going to say.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be it for us, but thank you guys so much, and until next time, slang, and we'll see you in the next match.
All right. Peace.